Red Sox manager Alex Cora is brought to you on WEEI Afternoons by Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox radio network, by Arbella, here for baseball fans, here for good, and by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, the name to know when your drains don't flow. How we doing this week, Alex? And I have to start it off with that catch we saw from Dalton Varsho last night in center field was one of the strangest and greatest I've ever seen. Have you ever seen anything quite like that?
I don't want to say greatest. It was the strangest one. Yeah. Good reaction. Good athlete, man. Like, we saw him falling down, and everybody thought, okay, inside the park. And then somehow, some way, he moved his body, and he got it, So it was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah, it reminded me of the fat kid in Little League who falls down in right field, but then he's so athletic he catches the ball anyway. It was like a really unathletic and athletic play all at once.
He was. But, as soon as when he fell down, we were like, oh, here we go now, inside the Parker, but no, it didn't happen.
Yeah, just like he probably practices in the Blue Jays drew it up. And by the way, Andy, as the former fat kid in right field, I wish I could have fallen down and made that play. So, Alex, quick question regarding offense and defense and the pitching in general. What has been more impressive or encouraging to you? 30 runs scored over the last 3 games, or your team only giving up 8 runs allowed over those same 3 games?
I think the pitching part of it, we know we're going to hit. Obviously, as you guys know, we consider ourselves an offensive club, but if we do the other 2 pillars of the game, if we're consistent, we're going to be okay, and that's pitching and defense. And I think overall, the last 10 have been solid. We offensively as far as positioning, and it's paying off. And when you do that, you start playing consistent baseball, and that's when you start, stacking up wins.
Alex, in the early part of the season, we asked you about strikeouts. You said you don't like them, but at some point maybe you have to accept they're part of your DNA, but you need the power that goes with it. Last night was a game with 5 strikeouts, 5 home runs. The power is starting to come around. Is that something you've been very happy to see develop over the last few days?
No, it was good to see. And as you guys know, every team is different, right? We play Cleveland, who, they change speeds. They don't have too many big fastballs, so we put the ball in play over the weekend. Yesterday was a challenge. That kid last year, he had his way against us. We didn't hit the ball hard. We struck out a lot. And, from pitch 3, right, Jarren gets on top of the fastball. He's a homer. Alex gets a split later on. He's out of the ballpark, and it just continued, right? It was like that snowball effect. And the at-bats got better. We're taking our walks, too, which is very important, right? And we have traffic all the time, and little by little we start hitting with many scoring position, and that's where the fun starts.
WEI Afternoon, speaking with Red Sox manager Alex Cora. So Garrett Crochet struggled a little bit, relative to his excellent season thus far over his. Oh yeah, he's been no, make no mistake, he's been awesome thus far, Alex. But struggled a little bit in his previous 2 starts. What did you see that led him to be more effective and back to form last night in Toronto?
I think command was better. He struggled at home, those first 2 innings and the last one, right, on the day game. It's one of those that you get into know the guy, and his stuff was good but not precise. And yesterday, even with the walks, there was one that the pitch was right down the middle, and they called it a ball, and the other 2 part of the game, right? But he was in the attack. He was able to control the cutter, throw for strikes, and he was able to expand against the lefty. So it was a good one for him.
Our buddy Lou Merlone retweeted something today about Garrett Crochet's arm angle and how it's changed in recent years. Just wondering, is that something you guys have focused on, his arm angle? Is that just in general, what is the importance of arm angles with pitchers? As fans, should we pay attention to those types of things?
Well, I mean, this is the first time I heard about it, so I'll dig into it. But I'm not aware of that, to be honest with you.
Okay, so that's good that I wasn't aware of it either. I feel better when the manager wasn't really fixated on it too.
Yeah.
The way it should be, for sure. So it's been a while, obviously, Alex, but Lucas Giolito is scheduled to make his major league debut for the Red Sox tonight. What do you expect from the big right-hander, and how's he looking?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the numbers in the rehab assignment weren't great. He walked a lot of people. Hopefully the case tonight is like it's the big stage, it's the big leagues, and he's going to be able to pound the strike zone. That's the most important thing. The most important thing, let's be honest, he's back, and he's going to be a big part of what we're trying to accomplish, regardless of the results today. He can go 2 innings and struggle, or he can go 7 and then be great. And the fact that he's going to be in our rotation and we know what he's capable of doing is very important for us. And he has a great support system here. We're going to help him with everything that we can. And hopefully it's a good one tonight, but, it doesn't dictate what's going to happen the rest of the season.
In recent years, there's been times when base running wasn't necessarily a strength of your baseball team, but stealing bases, stealing home, taking extra bases. There was the Campbell play the other day on the bobbled ball at the mound where he takes home, makes it with a great slide. How impressed have you been, or happy have you been with the way your team is running the bases, and how important is that for the way you guys succeed offensively?
No, it's important because not every day you're going to hit 5 homers, right? There's going to be times that you're going to be struggle offensively, and you take a walk, you steal second, grumble the second, you advance the runner, and then a sac fly, and you score the run, and you might win it 1-0. And it's a different personnel, more athletic, and the guys have done an amazing job being efficient running the bases. It's not just steal bases just for the hell of it, right? You have to be efficient, and they've been doing an outstanding job, taking advantage of situations. KC did it in Cleveland, Romy did the same thing, and obviously Jarren still in the plate over there. So very happy with the way guys are doing, have been running the bases this season.
Well, it's unfortunate that we would have to speak of this again in anything less than an inspirational light, but there was that unfortunate incident over the weekend with Jarren Duran and that fan in Cleveland, who many of us hope never gets a chance to go see a professional baseball game again. But more importantly, Alex, have you had a conversation with Jarren about getting engaged with fans, not taking the bait, and how to potentially handle situations like this, which unfortunately could come up again?
No, we've been talking about this for the last few years, right? And you guys have seen him react in different ways, right? It started in Kansas City 3 or 4 years ago. He did last year. Obviously, this one was a lot different, right? But it's something that, as a group, we expose ourselves to the world, right, on the Netflix documentary, right? So they know a lot about us, and in different stadiums, we're gonna hear it, right? And it's on us to control ourselves. It's on us to actually support each other. And I tell you what, he has a big group surrounding him, a very positive one, and he's in a good stage.
Is there a fine line there, though, with a guy like Duran, who is obviously your leadoff hitter, can be the key point to starting the offense off any inning, any game? He's aggressive. He has a certain strong personality. You don't want to take away parts of his personality, right? Is that a fine line to walk with him?
No. I mean, we want him to be as aggressive as possible. Don't change who you are. It's just a matter of we got to help him in every aspect, right? We learned a lot last year. We're learning a lot this year, and like I said before, our support system for him is on point, from the clubhouse to the coaches to the organization, and we're going to do everything possible to help him and keep him on the field.
So, Red Sox manager Alex Cora here with WEEI Afternoons. Alex, obviously expectations must have been reasonably high for Christian Campbell because you guys promoted him over Marcelo Meyer and Roman Anthony to the major league roster, and I just wonder if he has even beyond exceeded expectations to this point, because he's now slowly becoming, or rather quickly becoming, one of the more dynamic right-handed bats and offensive presences in the American League, and he's just a baby, and he's only played 33 Major League Baseball games thus far.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch and refreshing. How can I put it? I think being young and not knowing what's going on, it actually helps him out, right? Everything is a first, right? From playing here in Toronto, in Canada, to playing in Arlington under the roof and playing at Fenway Park. So it's a lot of new stuff for him. There's a lot of teaching, a lot of player development. I think as an organization, we understand that we have to stay on top of him because experience, he's not his, right? He's only played one full season, as a professional player. He didn't play that much in college. So there's a lot of new stuff that he's seen, and he's reacting to it. But, man, it's amazing. That ball he hit yesterday in right field, the way it sounded. We were in the dugout, and it sounded so loud, and we had no doubt that the ball was going to go out. Then he pulls the ball over the third baseman. The base runner, he's a good one. We got to work on defense. I think that's our challenge because, as you guys know, the speed of the game here is different than in the minor leagues, and we have to make sure we slow it down for him. But so far, man, a month in the big leagues, A+ for him. He's been amazing.
Christian is the first of the big three, obviously makes the club out of spring training. The other two have been hot as heck at various points in Worcester. Marcelo Meyer was the International League Player of the Week. What are the conversations like with you and Craig Breslow and the organization? Those guys look like they're ready to play in the big leagues, although right now I'm not sure there's obvious spots for them to play for your club. What are those conversations like about when, if, how you get those guys to the big leagues?
Yeah, so now just looking at the metrics, what they're doing, not everything is hitting 330 or slugging 500, there's other stuff that we take a look at it. From my end, honestly, I got 26 kids here that have to take care of it. And also, paying attention to what's going on in AAA, not only with them, but with others. But as an organization, we're in a good spot, to be honest with you. We're playing better up here. We got some guys that can help us throughout the season in the minor league. So, it's a good time to be a Red Sox.
And now a fifth of the way through the season, a month in, what grade would you give the 20% into the season? What grade would you give yourself and the Red Sox thus far, Alex?
Myself, I always give myself an A, bro. Just kidding. Just kidding. I think we've been okay. I don't want to give us a grade. I think if you look around the division, that's the most important thing, right? And we're in the middle of things. We're playing better baseball, like I said in spring training. And I said it during the show when we were in Texas for the opening series. I'm not going to say, we're going to the World Series, so we're going to win it. Our goal is to keep getting better each and every day. And I think the defense is getting better. Pitching is doing the same thing. And offensively, we're hitting a stride. So let's keep rolling, keep stacking up days, and see where it takes us.
Before I let you go, I know it's too early to look at the standings, but we look at the standings every day, and I look, and it's Yankees-Red Sox. Does this feel like maybe it could be evolving into one of those years where we get back to the classic Red Sox-Yankees rivalry atop the division? I mean, even last night, I look up, they started before you guys. They hit 4 home runs in the first inning. You go out and hit home runs in the first, second, third inning, hit 5 overall. Just feels like maybe we're on a little collision course for a classic Red Sox-Yankees season.
Well, from our end, hopefully, we're colliding with somebody in September. We haven't done it the last 3 or 4 years, and our goal is to play meaningful games in September. They have a good club, man. They're really good at what they do. Their pitching is always solid. Toronto has a good rotation. They're struggling offensively right now. In Baltimore, they're being banged up as far as health, right? And Tampa, they're still doing their thing. So we got to concentrate on Toronto, win the series here, and keep rolling. And if that's the case, so be it. I know Mr. Manfred will love that.
All right, Alex, appreciate you joining us as you do every Wednesday here on WEEI Afternoons. Good luck tonight, and hopefully you keep hitting the ball out of the ballpark. That makes it easy.
See you guys next week.
Thanks,
Have
Alex.
a good one.
Okay, see you then, Alex. Thank you.
That is the self-proclaimed A manager of the Boston Red Sox. He's done a great job. I'm with him. If you're going to ask me to grade myself, I'm going to grade myself high, right? You got to look out for number one. You got to promote yourself.
Give myself an A, bro.
Right?
That was the line of the year,
right?
of course.
Although, I'll be honest with you, that's the early season optimistic Cora. I think there's some conversations I've had with him in recent years in August, early September. The team's fading a little bit where he might have been a little bit more of a difficult grader on himself.
A realist. But that's
Yes.
it. He knows they haven't even played their best baseball. Not even close. But a bunch of things are going in the right direction and trending in that very same direction recently. And it's nice to hear him feeling it without getting overconfident. Now, look, we could be a Giolito and a Houck batting practice start away from going, geez, here we go.
Hey, we're not going there. It's optimism here. We talked to the manager. The team is hitting. The team is pitching. The team is running. They're playing some defense. We'll talk about that next. We'll react to Alex Cora and some of what he had to say with us here on WEEI Afternoons.